Hey, everybody. Okay, we're going to start talking about program oral interpretation. All right. This is for Forensics 1 and 2 kiddos. So remember that the Forensics 2 kids are just as responsible for all of this information as Forensics 1 is. And so as you start to kind of navigate through program oral interp, this is what's called a black book event. So you will need to have a black book in order to navigate through this event. Okay. Remember that you can purchase those at Office Depot, Office Max. You can get it on Amazon. I have a couple of them that you can borrow here in the classroom. If you want to do that, that's totally fine. You are going to use prose, poetry, and drama as your literature. Okay. You're going to create a 10-minute performance around a theme that you select. Okay. That's the important part. You have to select the theme that is important to you, not something that I give you. You have to come up to me and let me kind of help you steer it. That's fine. However, it's not something that I'm going to spoon feed. Okay. You have to come up with a theme that is important to you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to create a 10-minute performance utilizing 2 of the 3 literature options. So you're going to take prose, poetry, or dramatic literature, and you're going to pick 2 of the 3, or all 3 if you want to, but you cannot have just one. Okay? It's designed to test your ability to intersplice and interconnect that literature to find a good flow and to work your way through a performance that blends those 2 or 3 of those literature pieces together. Okay? Your manuscript is required because it is a black book event. You have that manuscript right here in your black book the entire time. Okay? Performances must include an introduction, which we will talk about at a later time, and it's written by you, okay? And there's a specific way to write that intro. If you remember when we talked about poetry last semester, I said a poetic program. This is that format. So if you used the program format for poetry when you wrote your intro, this is the format you will use for POI. Okay. It's got to have the theme topic that you're writing about. It has to have the titles and the authors of all the pieces that you're using. It has to have a title. And then it has to also have a because statement, which we'll walk through at a later time. Okay. It really focuses you on creating lots of different characters, and you transition between those characters by page turns on your B&B. Okay? So it's really creative because it's a super, super fun built-in performance that you create your own on the theme that you've selected. There have been in the past so many powerful performances from our squad in this particular event. But I cover it last because it's hard. It's the hardest one, I think, of events out of all of the events that we do because it's centered on your theme. And you have to take 2 of the 3 types of literature and combine it and mold it and mosh it and kind of work your way through it to a 10-minute performance. Okay? It has to have 2 of the 3, but you can use all 3 if you would like. All right? Some of the things that I look for is very clear transitions between the pieces. I always say that you turn the page instead of popping. It's easier to turn the page between each piece, okay, each selection. So you're going to start with prose, and then you're going to turn the page, and it will be a poetry. And then you're going to turn the page, and then it's going to be a monologue section. And then you're going to turn a page, and then you're going to go back to the poetry. So it's a lot of paperwork. Okay, it's a lot of paper. Remember, the black pages are a must. You've got to have that there. Um, just like prose and poetry, you can move. You can move as much as you want to in regards to POI, which is very weird because normally it used to be that you couldn't move in a Black Book event. Okay. Each character that you choose has to have some differentiation. There's got to be a strong flow to the entire piece, really thinking about that plot diagram. Where is the climax? Do you use the material that you do to build to the climax and then the denouement as we fall in action? Your intro has got to be clear and all pieces have to be clearly introduced. And the way that you'll do that in your intro is you'll say, in prose, title, author, title, author, title, author, and in poetry, title, poet, title, poet, title, poet, and last in dramatic literature, title, author, title, author, title, author. The title of your piece, a program, because blah, 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 blah. Okay? One of the areas that I want you guys to look at is that you are going to download both of these ballots. This one right here is one ballot, and this right here is another ballot. The rubric portion is super easy. It's literally just checking. This one will require you to write comments, okay? Both ballots you will use to watch each of the following performances on the next 3 slides, okay? So you will have 6 ballots to turn in for 60 points by January 13th at 4 p.m. The assignment has already been created for you on Google Classroom, so make sure that you have that done, okay? And it's 60 points. Get it in as soon as you can, especially if you want to get working on your piece, all right? So you're going to watch these 3 program oral interp national competitors. This one is entitled Don't Stand By, Stand Up. This one is entitled Before It Hits Home. And this one is my favorite one. It's called Debate Like a Girl. Really good. Okay. This is a little more information about what to expect when you compete in program oral interp. It's from the NSDA website. Okay. And then this is your, what do we do now? You're going to create your own POI. Okay. And the first step is to select a theme that speaks to you, not to me. I cannot do this for you. Okay. Something that is important to you. Listen, you could even take the theme of your oratory and create a POI on it. I totally would be okay with that. And it's a good jumping off spot. Then what you're going to do is you're going to begin to search for material. And the best way to do that is to go to that suggested material locator information that is in the materials listed at the top of your classwork. Okay? That's the best place for you to find lots of different websites and materials. Do not shy away from, in prose, articles. You can totally use articles as information used within your piece. You can use movie scripts if you want to. There's a number of different things that you can do to blend together this powerful performance, okay? This is really hard, okay? It's very, very difficult to find this. So the quicker you can get done with the watching of those videos and then jump in to this, because your completed script is due January 27th for 150 points, and you will have all classroom time to be able to work on that, okay? Now, I am also expecting that you guys will start to also begin to compete with your fall events. So you are going to need to start to multitask in this class. Okay, spending 45 minutes on working on your POI, spending 45 minutes working on getting your oratory and your informative up on its feet and moving through. If it's informative, you now need to start thinking about visuals. Okay, there's a number of different things that you are now needing to do. Okay, multitask. Remember that your success is what you put into this class. Okay, so if you're going to sit there, that's going to be a problem because your grade's going to reflect that. All right. So take the bull by the horns, start to grab your way through this, and let's get going on some great POIs. All right. Good luck.